Well, folks, Trump has solved the autism mystery. It's the fault of selfish mothers. Mothers who had headaches, backaches, or fever during pregnancy and took Tylenol for some relief. How dare they? You probably saw the clip. Dementia Don stood at the podium and tried to say acetaminophen, but his naughty lips just wouldn't behave. So he ended up sounding like a colossal Nimrod. The man can't pronounce it, but apparently he knows enough to blame it for autism. To be clear, acetaminophen, aka Tylenol, is one of the few pain relievers that doctors recommend during pregnancy. The FDA and major medical groups say it's safe. There is no proven link between Tylenol and autism. What Trump is doing is fear-mongering with a political goal. He's forcing pregnant women into a false choice. Take the pill and feel guilty, or refuse the pill and deal with unnecessary pain. Either way, their suffering becomes politically useful to him, and suffering is the point. Untreated pain increases distress, which is a real risk factor in pregnancy. Maternal distress is linked to preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, postpartum depression, and labor complications. Stress hormones cross the placenta and reshape fetal development. Babies exposed to high levels of maternal stress are more likely to be born early, underweight, and with smaller head size. Their brain wiring is altered in regions that control stress and emotion. They arrive more irritable, harder to soothe, and more sensitive to stress. Later in life, they face greater risk of anxiety, ADHD, asthma, and even obesity. So let's line this up. Tylenol is safe. Maternal distress is harmful. Trump isn't protecting babies, he's making conditions worse for them before they're even born. The formula is simple. Strip women of choices, reframe suffering as virtue, and turn their pain into proof of loyalty. This isn't about safety or autism, it's about control. And this fits a long authoritarian tradition. Authoritarian systems have always glorified women's pain as noble sacrifice. Nazi Germany handed out Mother's Cross medals to women who produced children for the Reich. In authoritarian Spain under Franco, the suffering mother was celebrated as the moral anchor of the nation. In Christian nationalist movements, women are told to offer up their pain to God, family, and country. Trump is tapping into the same logic. Women's suffering isn't a problem to solve, it's a political resource. Pain keeps women in their place, and by manufacturing fear around something mundane like Tylenol, Trump distracts from the real crisis, America's horrific maternal health record. The U.S. has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the developed world, particularly for Black women. That is the real scandal. But it's not as politically profitable as a moral panic about acetaminophen whatever. Nothing about this is pro-life or protective against autism. It is the transformation of women's headaches into MAGA campaign fuel. And the message could not be clearer. Suffer for the cause. Well, Trump, I hope you're having the day you deserve.